In 2025, everybody is doing marketing wrong because they are not doing events. Events are a gold mine right now for creatives, entrepreneurs, influencers, just anybody who has a business where they're trying to promote a product or a service or a software, because the internet has gotten so diluted with so much brain rot that people are just scrolling mindlessly. So you creating more content online is pushing people not in the direction you need them to. So that's why me, John Pittman, founder of B2C Creative, to start really pushing events onto people, because no matter what scale you want to throw these events, I think that it is super beneficial to what you have going on. Where you can be a real estate agent, making sure you put all of your focus into your open houses, or you can have a salon and doing a girls' wine night, or you can be at a bar like where I'm at right now and do bartending competitions, which actually serves as a great recruiting opportunity, but also it's a B2B opportunity where these bartenders then promote this business to their customers. So how does event planning work essentially? Well, first you need to come up with your concept. Okay, is this going to be a game night? Is it going to be networking or professional networking, or is it a social gathering? Then you need to make sure that you understand who your target audience is. Are we looking for all one gender? Are we looking for people within an industry specific niche? Are we looking for people who want to gather around for a hobby? My niche is the hospitality industry on my front-facing consumer brands, because I realized that there was nobody really targeting the bartenders and bar managers and bar owners, venue owners. And honestly, I'm creating this video right now because I know venue owners who want to host more events. It's just not enough people who want to throw events. And a lot of times you guys don't even know that throwing an event actually won't cost you that much money, especially if you go to the right place, because essentially these venues, they have event planner processes in place to where they can help you in getting this stuff off the ground. But I know a lot of times your biggest concern is, will anybody show up at my event? Everybody's worried about maybe investing their time, potentially money into an idea, and nobody shows up. Well, that's why you need to go ahead and then use some social media strategies to help promote that event. So a lot of times people are just doing random, trendy content creation mechanisms to just help drive awareness around their brand, just like, hey, I exist, versus, okay, I'm going to have this 30-day time frame of which I am going to probably do some trendy things, but it's all to create brand awareness around this event moment where you will then bring your target audience into the ecosystem and then be able to converse with them, build a relationship, whether it's a social gathering, or maybe drive them towards the product service that you offer for your business. And so I've had a chance to curate thousands of events. I've been in the hospitality industry since 2008, became a content creator around 2019, ended up working for a media company in Miami, where I was working for a startup fintech company where I helped them throw investor parties. We would throw parties where people would come in and then they would eventually investing hundreds of thousands of dollars into the business. And likewise in the hospitality industry, as a bartender, every single night was actually hosting an event. We're getting in there, we're talking about operations, we're posting on social media, we're doing outreach. And now with the internet and the way the algorithm works, you can really just create content and create interest-based content, create content around just a topic or an idea, and then it will go out there and put your content in front of other people. So I think this is something that's going to revolutionize. I'm not going to say it is going to, it is already revolutionizing the event industry. I mean, me personally, I've already had a chance to launch events in Atlanta, Miami, Austin. I'm going to be in San Antonio soon, and I'm able to do that because I am just honing in on one topic, and then from there being able to create these conversations in the direct messages, and then just going up, pulling up, and doing exactly what I do when it comes to working with the venue owners to help coordinate an event. Now, to help accelerate your experience into this whole process, I think one of the key things when it comes to event monetization, like you want to throw this event and you want to make money off of it, is to understand all the different parties in place here. So you can make money obviously on admission, then you can also make money selling a product or service, or you can make money by having vendors come in and sell a product or service on site. And then there's also sponsors. These are the people who I would say are at the top of the totem pole, where they really want access to the audience that you're able to bring in. So typically with my events, I'm always going after the sponsors. As I'm a content creator, I have an online audience. It's easy to talk about who they are and segment them out. But I know other event planners who they really primarily rely on vendors. They'll bring in 20 to 30 vendors to help subsidize the monetization of it, because say they have an all-women network, it's like they're going to be all women here. So now you know people who are selling jewelry, makeup, and then different self-care services are going to do well in these events. And when you are a sponsor or a vendor, you are essentially throwing the party, but you just kind of outsourced it to this event planner. So a lot of times when I say that events should be used by everybody, you need to figure out what your role is in the event and how you can go about really leveraging it. I mean, me personally, I definitely go to more events than I throw because I leverage the magic of the event, going in there, making those lateral connections, and eventually figuring out if I can offer a service or product to them, or maybe even invite them to mine. But if you're a vendor, definitely signing up for maybe one event a week, so that way you get to have the same touch points as the event coordinator. Because I'll tell you what, a lot of event coordinators, they can't throw one event or two events a week. But you as a vendor, that allows you to have some mobility, some on-site handshaking opportunities, and then from there, you definitely need to have your social media set up, because a lot of people you see at these events, you might not see them again. Or I would say they might not buy from you at that moment. And you might not see them again in the near future, but now since you have social media, you can create content around your brand, and then they can see you at future events, pull up, support the business, especially once they get a chance to learn your story. Another thing that I see a lot of sponsors doing, because you can sponsor with cash, but you can also sponsor with a product, providing products that be put in giveaway bags. Say everybody who comes in here ends up getting a $25 off this hair care service. Imagine that. You have an event with 200 people, they all have these coupons, and now out of 200 people, you end up having like 30 people take this sponsor up on that service that they were able to discount to the audience. Obviously, you as an event planner, you probably should make some money off of that, because you essentially just did marketing for their business by allowing them to come in and talk to your audience and give out discounted services. Obviously, when you're in the early stages, you want to make sure that you aren't penny pinching and making sure everybody isn't doing pay to play, but eventually as your events get solidified, the ROI is certified and finalized, you need to make sure you're getting monetized. Now, when it comes to actually promoting events, as I said, a lot of times people are scared of if anybody's going to show up, but if you promote it properly, people are going to show up. And honestly, that's one of the reasons I kind of got into the media side of things, because I love telling a story. I love telling other people's stories. And even with the vendors and the sponsors, by going out and creating media for them in advance of the event, it really helps accelerate that familiarization process by the time the event gets here. By the time somebody is seeing somebody at my event who was a part of the planning process, they're like, oh my God, I saw your videos, they were funny, or they were inspiring, I loved everything about it, man. I've been waiting to come here and try this product out, sign up for the software, et cetera, et cetera. So I think if you're an event planner, go ahead, making sure you include all your collaborators in the actual promotion process, I think it'd be so valuable to the attendees coming, and as well as the people who are helping you get this event off the ground. I mean, when it comes to people making a decision on if they're gonna go to an event or not, they are thinking to themselves, where is it gonna be at? Who is all gonna be there? And so when it comes to is this gonna be at, I like to create content at the host site venue. Don't create content in your bedroom, don't create content in your car, go to the place where the event is gonna be held at, and do different content pieces that really highlight some of that venue's features. Here at FAO, you see me, go check my Instagram, I'm always shooting skits here, I'm always doing interviews here, so that way people can see the space, and then that way that they can already see themselves there. And then of course, by interviewing other people here, now they get to see those people in the space too, and so now you're kind of putting together all of the objections they might have in their mind before they end up deciding to come to the event. Another thing to take into consideration is the ads. Making sure that you understand how to run an ad strategy, making sure that you just aren't putting money in boosts and posts and not understanding the objective behind them. So typically, I like to do what we call like a no refusal offer when I run ads. That means I create a flyer, we talk about something that's free, there's a free RSVP if you get here before a certain time. Or if it is gonna be a paid an amount on there, then you start making sure you list out on the flyer exactly what everybody is getting. Or you can be doing video ads where you can create a nice 15, 20-second reel. Me personally, I like to rely on comedy, as that has the highest retention rate. And if you get somebody to finish your video, they're more likely to click on the link. And a lot of times having that traffic come through your link to an event page, which should be filled out properly, along with proper media, then it helps the opportunities of you having people arrive at your event. I think another thing that needs to be used is, you see the restaurants, you see a lot of businesses, you see tequila brands, they all have influencer endorsements. You as a small brand, what can you be doing to get other people to endorse your event that they're gonna be there? You know, a lot of times these people, they will do it for free if you're able to, you know, maybe do a swap and exchange, maybe support them in what they have going on. I mean, if you're out there creating your own brand, eventually you'll start getting people who just connect with your vision. But definitely having people with large audiences, people who are community builders themselves, have them endorse your event can do wonders for your marketing. So please look into it, vet people out, make sure you go through their content. Don't just look at their following, look at their content, make sure they have good engagement, make sure they talk about the stuff that you agree with. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna be creating an audience that you want to bond with these future collaborators that they might end up working with. Now you're thinking to yourself, John, I can't afford a media team, or these guys that charge too much. Tell you what, that's why I started creating content, because they do charge too much. And a lot of times you might not get the ROI that you need out of them. But if you understand how to use an iPhone, you can create really impactful content. Just turn your iPhone, get some microphones, get some good lighting, and then just start sharing your stories, sharing the stories of the vendors and the sponsors. And when you start getting a few bucks, maybe you hire somebody to hold the camera for you. I think just having a second person hold the phone for you can do wonders in helping you get some more dynamic content. It gives you that degree of difficulty that adds to the higher engagement rates. And then nextly, you hire somebody with a camera, and now instead of them having to edit it, they can give you just raw footage and you can put it together, because you already have practice putting together footage because you've been doing your own footage the whole time. Then from there, you start hiring a photographer who can then take pictures and edit the pictures. So now you can do a lot of recaps, show people that, okay, we're elevating our time. Then eventually you start paying a videographer to start editing the footage the way you want it, so you can now spend your time having the conversations as a result of everything going right. That's going to be the pipeline that you need to execute when it comes to media integration. A very important piece when having a media team is you need to be very clear on what you want. You're dealing with creatives, and they all have their own creative visions of how everything is going to operate. So making sure you have a clear shot list of what you need, because you already know how you're going to be repurposing content, where it's going. Like, I need vendor interviews. I want you to film it where the full person is in the frame. I need B-roll of me talking. I need to make sure you get pictures of people laughing. I need pictures of the doorway. I need pictures of all the sponsors' items. Making sure all this stuff is down. Make sure the videographer, photographer knows exactly what they have to get. And then tell them, you get all that stuff, and you can be creative on the other side. Because I know you want to build up your portfolio, you want to go out here and pass your business cards out, you want to give out free individualized content to the people you're meeting at the party, that's fine. But I need this stuff for what I'm paying you for. And put it in the contract so that way they understand that you aren't playing games. But I just wanted to go ahead and create a video just on the power of event marketing, just for influencers, brands, entrepreneurs, creatives. Just right now, people need to start connecting and creating spaces where people can connect. Is like Google startup fresh right now. Nobody's doing. It's a lot of work. It might not pay you immediately, but a lot of the people you see around me are people I met as a result of my events. I've been able to create the circle around me that I need. I've been able to find new clients, and honestly, I'm starting to create long form content right now, so that way that I can start getting off the content wheel and start just really diving into the events. So that is my long term plan model. Look at the NFL; they're killing it. So we obviously can help you do this stuff, whether that be through coaching. You can partner up on our events as a vendor or a sponsor, or you can just hit us up for a media day. We'll go out there and create content for you, so that way that you can have the promotional materials that you need. Reach out to me, B2C Creative. You're out here, baby.